Hi, this is a quick video showing you the V1-M and the V1-X from Icon ProAudio. I bought this about 4 days ago, and there's no doubt it's a really beautiful looking piece of equipment, and it looks professional and it's not cheap. However, there are some real problems that I'll show you in just a moment, and that's why I'm almost certainly going to return it, which is a real shame. There are some things I suspected wouldn't work on this unit. Things like the meter bridge, the master outs LEDs don't light up, but that's an issue with the door, which is logic, not sending the relevant data out in the first place. So that's not a fault of the desk, but it's just an issue with the door. And the same thing that Icon talk about having colour coded panels on the screens here. Again, you can't get them on logic, they just don't exist. It just doesn't send out that kind of information. So I'm kind of accepting those limitations, but there are some things that just really aren't acceptable. Although this first issue is not perhaps a showstopper for me, it is a frustration, and that is that you would hope with having a desk like this with the rotary controls, etc., that you'd be able to do all sorts of automation using these units. In actual fact, you can only automate pan and volume. So for anything else like plugins or effects, where you might want to dynamically change the parameters as the track is playing using automation, you can't use these controls for that purpose, which seems a real shame and a disappointment for something that is supposed to be professional quality. But it's not a showstopper. However, the next set of issues really are. So the first problem I'm going to show you is the fact that the LED levels on the meters there don't keep in line with the tracks that are being displayed. So if I get this song going, and we can see this bass high track here, which is on channel 4 of the V1-M. I can just solo that, and that's correct. It's showing a level there, which is fine. But now, if I advance the bank for the next set of 8 tracks, you see on track 4, I've got V bell that's got a level of 4, but it's actually muted. There should be no sound here. There is no sound here because it's muted. And yet it's still showing 4 segments on the LED. That's incorrect. Now watch, if I change focus by Alt-tabbing to another application and then back again, it correctly shows the right level for V bell. So the second problem I'm going to show you is again with the meter bridge. And what happens here is that when we stop the song, and the sound stops, it takes either a really long time for the meters to die down to nothing, or in some cases a few of the tracks will actually just stay on with maybe 1 or 2 or 3 lights lit up, and yet there's no sound coming out. So let's have a quick look at that. They're slowly coming down. We've got 2 tracks left on. Let's start it again. Move across, say, a bank of 8. Let's stop it here. Okay, gradually going down. And again, so now there's no sound coming out, and yet the meters are still showing that they're halfway up on the scale, which obviously is misleading. The third problem I'm going to show you is the fact that the fader on the V1-M for track channel 4 on the V1-X is not showing the same level as on the door. So you can see on channel 4 on the V1-X it's at infinity, and yet so it's on infinity on the door at the moment. But as I move this up to, let's say, to 0, it's showing just about -40 on the door. And I move it back again. Hopefully you can see if I pan out, it just doesn't move properly at all with the movement of the fader. Now this is down at 0, infinity, and here it's somewhere in the middle. And yet another one, let's say channel 5, if I move this, you can see it's moving in line with my finger. So this channel's fine, but this one is behaving very erratically. In fact, it's completely in the wrong place. I can't make it coincide at all. Finally, to round all this off and to complete the frustration, is a real lack of documentation and quality videos or media that Icon have not produced, in fact, for this unit. You're left guessing how to actually operate it. The user manual is very slim, hardly anything in it at all. The videos might last 2 or 3 minutes, and often it's just with a soundtrack and some text at the bottom, no real information there. Support, well, the only way of contacting them is via email, and it might be, so far it's been 4 or 5 days since I've emailed them about my issues, and they've not responded as yet. And I'm getting to the end of the period where I can return this unit, and it's a real shame, because if they could respond quickly and it was something about the configuration that I could fix, then I would do. I really suspect that it's not, however, and it feels like this unit has been released before it's ready, at least from a software point of view. So I just thought this video might be useful to those people who are considering getting the V1-M and the V1X from Icon ProAudio. My advice would be to think long and hard before you do.